All right, question 1. F of 1 compared to g of 1. F of 1 is going to the equation f of x. So we substitute in x as 1. Go to my calculator, go to my head, and do a little mental math. And I get a value of -8. And compare -8 to g of 1. Go to the x-axis at 1. Go find the graph, which is located right here. This is located at 1, 3. So the value of 3. -8 compared to 3, -8 is less than. The slope of f of x. The slope, because it's an equation, should be given to you very quickly. It's always in front of the x. That's the a value, -3. For the graph, okay, the slope, who cares what the slope is? It is going up. It's increasing, so it's a positive something. And a negative compared to a positive, negative is always less than. A bit more specifically, we could find the slope. Okay, we could go rise over run, and in this case, if we go up 3 over 1, my slope would be 3 over 1, or just 3, which still confirms -3 is less than 3. The y-intercept from the equation is right there in front of you. The y-intercept is -5. And the y-intercept of g is crossing the y-axis right here at the origin. The y-intercept is at 0. And -5 is less than 0. Number 2, f of -2 is looking at the x value of the table, which is right here. G of -2, because it's an equation, we plug in -2 for x, do some mental arithmetic. We get 8, and 8 minus 16 is -8. 12 is greater than -8. Now the slope for the table is where we're going to go find our change in the y's and our change in the x's. So from 12 to 4, we are going down by 8, 4 to 0. We are going down by 4, 0 to -8. We are going down by 8, okay. And then on the other side, -2 to 0 is increasing by 2, 0 to 1, okay, 1 to 3, okay, that's fine. They're not increasing the same amount. That's fine because we can see their x's and y's did change at a different pace, but they do have a linear table here. So when I go through and check this out, okay, I just need to pick out one change, and I'm going to do -8 over 2. That first -8 over 2, which is -4. If I do the second change, -4 over 1, I still get -4. If I do the third change, I still get -4. So the slope is -4. For the equation, it is right there in front of you. The slope is -4, and -4 is equal to -4. The y-intercept is right there when x is 0. That is my y-intercept. And for the equation, my y-intercept is -16. And 4 is greater than -16. Number 3 here. Put that into linear function form. We've done this before in first semester. This is old stuff. We distribute, watch our signs, combine like terms. -3x. And then -11 plus 3, watch your arithmetic, is -8. A little bit of evaluation, which we kind of did up above, no big deal. Plug in 0.5 for x. Do some mental arithmetic or go to your calculator and type that in. Half of 20 is 10, and 10 minus 5 is 5. For part B, that is where we're going to set that equal to and do a little bit of equation solving. We're going to add 5 to both sides and get 10 and divide by 20. 10 divided by 20 is a half. So x is a half. Number 5, write the equation, the linear function of that. So, got to know two things. What's the slope and what is the y-intercept? Y-intercept is easy, where it's crossing the y-axis at 4. The slope, play the slope game, finding some nice points. Here's a nice point, here's a nice point, here's a nice point. up and over, up and over, up 2, right 1, up 2, right 1. So the slope is rise over run. So f of x equals 2x plus 4. When x is 4, I'm going to use my equation there and plug in 2 times 4 plus 4, which is 8, and 8 plus 4 is 12, which would make sense. 4 comma 12 is way off the graph up there. When f of x equals 0, that is saying when the y is 0, what's my x value? So when y is 0, here's my y-axis. Where's my graph located? It is located up there. Sorry, my y is 0 is there. It is right there. X is at -2. -2 comma 0. Okay, I'll pause.